Here we have the solo variant for Deep Sea Adventure. You set it up just as you would the base game, except with a few small changes. Let's take a look at those changes. Set up the treasure tokens just as you would the multiplayer game. Place your oxygen level at 10 on the submarine. Choose one diver meeple for yourself. Now that we've taken a look at the setup changes, let's take a look at the rule changes. You are a young diver in dive school and it's time for your last test. You will be competing against a phantom diver. The phantom diver will block spots during your descent, forcing you deeper. Also collect treasures in order to beat you. Your turns will play similar to a typical turn in the multiplayer game, but there will be an additional roll phase before your turn to determine the spot the phantom diver blocks. After you roll the dice for the phantom diver, count that many spots from your diver and place an X marker on top of that treasure. That treasure is now blocked from you. You can land on it, but you cannot take the treasure for yourself. Here is how a typical round of diving down will look. Step 1. Roll both dice to determine the taken spot. If you roll to determine the taken spot, you must roll to move your diver. Step 2. Roll both dice and move your diver. Step 3. Decide to pick up the treasure and turn back or keep diving. Once you've decided to pick up the treasure and turn back, you will immediately collect the last spot the phantom diver blocked and add it to the phantom diver's collection. You will only perform this action once at the very beginning of coming back up. After turning back, roll the dice and move your diver back up, following the normal rules of losing oxygen, losing movement, collecting more treasure, dropping treasure, and landing on blocked spaces. Phantom diver treasure does not count toward oxygen loss. If you do not make it to the sub before your oxygen runs out, follow the base game rules of dropping your treasure. During the reset phase, reset the oxygen level in the sub to 10. If you successfully gain treasures during that round, you may elect to spend none, some, or all of that treasure to increase your oxygen capacity for the following round. For example, if you reveal a 6 treasure, your oxygen capacity for the following round would be 16 instead of 10. When spending treasure tokens for this purpose, you may not look at the treasure before doing so. You may only spend treasures collected that round. For example, you cannot spend treasure collected in round 1 to increase the oxygen level in round 3. Remove the X's from the treasure tokens and slide the treasure tokens up to fill in empty spaces just as you would in the base game. Treasure spent to increase oxygen does not count towards the win condition and is discarded. Play 3 rounds just as you would in the base game. There are 2 win conditions. First, you must have collected a treasure from each level, and second, have more treasure than the phantom diver.